All right, friends, what is happening? I just wanted to talk to you briefly because there's been a lot of changes. First time going live in about a month. I really wanted to just reach out to you guys and say hello, talk to you one on one, and just say, hey, here's what's happening behind the scenes. Valuetainment, as you can see by my shirt, is a fantastic company. It is a company that believes in comedy, freedom of speech, telling the truth, even if it hurts. And this is something you cannot get on NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox. You can't even get it on the Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Corden, Jimmy Ellen, none of the Jimmy shows. So that's what we're doing. We're coming up with great content, having a good time. I'm going to put your comments on the screen. We got Melissa saying, hey. We got none other than Cynthia saying, howdy. And KPM says, what are we talking about? Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is all the stuff going on in the news, and I'm going to come up with some fairly, this is more like a workshop, if you will. We're going to workshop some jokes out so that we can kind of get it going. Now, someone said, Kayvon, are you working with Patrick Bet-David? Yes, he's an Iranian immigrant. He's got Assyrian and Armenian roots. He lived in a refugee camp in Germany. He came to America at the age of like 10. His dad worked at the 99-cent store. And Patrick, when he moved here, said, that's all I need. That is the opportunity I need. I will make something great happen. Everyone will know the name Patrick Bet-David, and everyone will know your last name, Dad. So he promised his dad, well, he went on to start an insurance company, started interviewing people. His personality is magnetic, the way he gets into topics. He's not offensive, but he gives people pushback if they have bad ideas. And he's 100% capitalist and loves America. He was a military veteran. We need more people that love America, love capitalism, military veterans. So I'm going to go on the podcast tomorrow, and it'll be a lot of fun. Now, one thing he requires is we need to be worldly. We need to be able to speak intelligently about a lot of things going on in the world and not just, oh, no, I stay away from that. He wants us to get in the fight, get into the fray. So imagine a military general telling you, I need you to educate yourself and come ready to do some battle, do some debate, and don't look stupid out there. So some of the things we're going to talk about is, one is Jon Stewart has lost his podcast. So here I join forces with a very strong podcast. We're moving our way up. Every day, new viewers, new eyeballs, new people interested. Jon Stewart, his fame was up here on The Daily Show and got worse and worse. He handed The Daily Show off, and that happens. You've been doing something 15, 20 years. Jon Stewart worked very hard in his career. He built this Daily Show. He handed a winning vehicle. Well, who do I give it to? His wokeism ruined his brand. He gave it to Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah has Noah business doing The Daily Show. The Daily Show is where Americans make fun of ourselves for half an hour, 3-4 nights a week. Trevor Noah came from South Africa. He's got a white dad, a black mom talking about how racism controls us all. It didn't stop your white dad from boinking the black mama. Didn't stop you from getting a job in America the first year or two you got here. Didn't stop you from getting paid $15 million a year for the last 7 years. Show me the racism. You've heard none other than Tom Cruise say, show me the money. Show me the racism. It is not here, all right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Jon Stewart losing his show with Apple, because after he gave The Daily Show over, he realized, hey, there's nothing to do and I still have a good brain. He's trying to do his show called The Problem with Jon Stewart. Well, the problem with Jon Stewart is nobody was watching. And as soon as he tried to do some realistic pushback, because he knows Wuhan was not a bat eating a bat. No, he knew it was a WAB week. Can't say those words because I don't want to lose my career. So I say WAB week, talking like Elmer Fudd. So his show was off the air. So we're going to cover how he lost his show and what's going on now. All the people he put in the farm league under him, they've all been exposed as liars. Trevor Noah lies about racism. Hassan Minhaj lies about racism. It's become a breeding ground. Who's the biggest victim? And in the victim Olympics, they're now starting to attack each other. All right. Florida insurance is going through the roof. This is something that we're going to talk about. In Florida, the insurance rates for property are going up 3 times the national average. Why is that? Well, because there's hurricanes, because there's weather issues, because there are people that are breaking in at home, stealing cars, this, that, and the other. So get ready to pay 3 times the insurance rate because the building costs are so high in Florida that if a hurricane wipes you out or a fire burns you down, to rebuild your house will probably be 3 times what it is for most people. What kind of crisis is that going to cause? Is that going to cause a big problem? Because right now, inflation is through the roof. People are buying cars they can't afford. People are paying rent they can't afford. And that's another problem. So those two will tie in together. Who's the better Persian? I would say PBD is a full Persian, Armenian, Syrian, and he's made like almost $1 billion. So I'll give him no W on that. But who's the better half Persian comedian from Reno? That's me all day, and he'll agree with that. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Conspiracy theories out. Homeowners doubled in Texas and Kentucky. Home ownership has doubled. That's right. Yeah, make sure to watch tomorrow, 9 to 11 Eastern time. It's going to be amazing. We're going to get into this. Okay, next story we're going to cover. Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett is airing out all her dirty laundry, her husband's laundry, her son. A wife. Jada Pinkett makes you kind of yearn for Sharia law. No, we don't want Sharia law, but she makes you yearn for it. Cover up that bald head. Please cover the mouth. Stop talking. I bet Will wish they lived in Saudi Arabia right now because Jada Pinkett will not stop. And this guy is going to have a meltdown, a crisis. Something bad is going to happen to Will if he doesn't get away from Jada. And I hope he's safe because I feel like he's coming off like the good guy in this situation. Except for he did hit somebody else because they made fun of her. But that's what a crazy girl will do to you. I've dated crazy women before. They go, "You're going to let him talk to you like that? You're going to let him talk to me?" He didn't want to hear about it for the next year, 5 years, 10. So he went up and paya, slapped Chris Rock and goes, "Now I'm a man." And all of the left went, toxic. Now he's stuck between a Chris Rock and a hard place. That was brilliant. I need to write that down. He's stuck between. This is why we're doing this, by the way. Stuck between. I'm coming to the table with ideas tomorrow. Rock and a hard place. You're going to hear that tomorrow. Like, he did that last night. But you're on the inside, folks. Okay, boom. Okay. Arkansas governor is pushing China out. She's like, "Get out!" Huckabee Sanders, you might remember her under Donald Trump. She's putting her foot down. She's like, "We don't want you buying our land. We don't want you manipulating our kids, putting TikTok on the phones, pushing trans. Meanwhile, in your country, you turn the TikTok off. You can only do it 45 minutes a day. There is nobody acting like." So if it's such a great thing, how come China's like, no? Because China has a duty to their people. We, laissez-faire. Everybody does what they want, and, well, they're doing what they want, all right. Speaking of trans, I think the whole Pinkett Smith family has changed genders 2 or 3 times. Some of them are right back to where they started. This is research. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Let's read some of your comments. Patrick bet David Valuetainment plus Kayvon. That is 24 karat gold. I like that. I like that. Yes, I was in Brookings, Oregon just last month. It was very, very difficult to get there, but it was so much fun. I've already asked PBD why he talked to Anthony Weiner. He loves bringing on people, having the discussion, even if he doesn't agree with them. So that's fine. Huckabee is the bomb. Love that. Okay, rapper 50 Cent blasts Joe Biden. It's pretty cool. Joe Biden's on the beach, just faced. I think they just took off his Weekend at Bernie strings and let him just lay there. Then they're going to put him back on and marionette him back on stage. But they say he laid down on his own, and he's laying on his back getting a tan, and 50 Cent wrote, "Yo, Joe, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. Wake up." So that's pretty cool when our gangster rappers, who have been told, by the way, that they don't get to be black if they don't vote for Joe, they're talking smack to Joe, and there's not a whole lot Joe can do about it. Halloween. No. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Elon Musk's finances might take down all of Tesla. Now, I don't know how that's possible, so I need to research that story. How can Elon Musk's personal finances? Tesla's doing, making a lot of sales. They came in a little short, but let's see. Elon Musk's finances may ruin Tesla. Let's see if that's a thing going on right now. Part of this doing a broader economic downturn could hurt the car maker and social network alike. Perhaps the most personally salient risk for Musk is that he could end up losing control of Tesla. Musk keeps personally funding this thing that he bought. I think he's got to be talking about X. Elon Musk, 13 billion whip hand, which is the world. I have to go and research that more. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments, why is Elon Musk, may take down Tesla? I don't know. This is something that was not on my radar. Elon Musk may take down Tesla. Oh my goodness. No. 5 days. Tesla shares have plummeted 9%. We all knew that. It's a good time to buy if you think it's going to go up. Bad time to buy if you think it's going to keep going up. Tesla stock ends the week 15% down. But if you know anything about Tesla, the stock is a roller coaster. Buy it when it goes down 10%. Sell immediately when it goes up 8%. You can make 100% a year just making 10 trades, or you could lose 200% if you get it wrong. Here we go. New York Post talks about exactly what we wanted to know, and I'm glad we finally found it. Elon Musk finances may crash Tesla stock to the ground. With all that goes on with Tesla, it's hard to remember that Tesla finances the Musk machine. Tesla, the world's largest electronic car maker, holding a slight lead over China's BYD, is why Musk, at least as this column goes, he is the world's richest man, 200 billion. But soon he may fall to number 2. Ooh, not a big deal. The company's hit a rough patch, and he's got a shaky position on the billionaire list. All right. It's hard not to root for a free speech guy who re-platformed conservatives canceled by leftists. But Tesla stock is down 17%. The company's new Cybertruck isn't selling. I don't know if it's not selling. I mean, I've not seen one. Is there one on the road yet? I think once it's offered, I think they're going to be all over the place. People want to drive in a futuristic looking tank. And they'll just wrap it in different colors and all kinds of stuff like that. So anyway, I'm not getting a clear read on that. I don't have a strong opinion. Let me read what you guys have to say. Isn't Tesla one of the Dow Jones companies? I know it's an S&P 500 company. Buffering. Yeah, the hair is from swimming, and then I put it into a faux hawk. What do you think? Kind of like WWE wrestler or like a Mohawk punk rocker. Will I be coming to Kentucky? No, I'll be in Indiana next, and I will be in Joliet, Illinois. All right. Victoria's Secret is finally bringing sexy back. For so long, the woke grabbed Victoria's Secret. How do you ruin T and A? Everybody loves T and A. And somehow they found a way to make it unappealing. They had the bigger mannequins. And the thing about the mannequins is they told me I can't have a plastic straw. We got to save the turtles. Less plastic, better for the environment. Then they went and made a 300-pound woman mannequin. There's at least 70 straws on that mannequin. And there's thousands of Victoria's Secret stores. So you could have had 1 million straws by the time you took all those mannequins apart. I'd rather have thin mannequins or female-ikins and then my own straw so I can sip on it. Victoria's Secret is going to bring that back. And I realized something. You have to go with the stock market or with the male appendage market, okay? So you show me the mannequin. If my appendage goes like that, that's what the stock is gonna do. And if it goes, then it's buy. It's gonna go. And it's gonna get bigger and bigger. That's a good joke too, by the way. The appendage market. And there's a lot of men. You can just put a man in front of the new mannequin. If you see it, you're like, all right, it's going to be a winning outfit. No. 400-pound mannequin. That's not a mannequin. That's a manatee. I'm going to put that joke in there too. That's not a mannequin, that's a manatee. All right, there we go. No, we're not doing normal hair. Normal hair is going to be for tomorrow. This is just got out of the pool hair. This is something you don't get everywhere, okay? Stop asking. Next. Iran ready to ramp up attacks against the USA. Now, wait a minute. Let's go look that up. I was told to pay attention to this story. Now, I'm Iranian by like my father, but never been. Ramping up attacks against USA. That doesn't mean I'm Iranian. My dad fled Iran, never to go back. Why? Because Islam bullied their way and said, we own this now. We own this now. What did they do with Israel? We own this now. Gaza Strip. We own this now. Everywhere they go, we own this now. I swear to God, if you give them a little shawarma shop in a strip mall, they think they own the whole strip mall eventually. So they have to be told, like, hey, you have 50 countries dominated by Islam. Can there be one? Which country is older? Israel? Which country is older? Which religion is older? Jew or Islam? That will give you an indication of who was kind of there first. Which peoples were there first? Here's another indicator. Where would indigenous people have more freedom? Living within Israel or living within Palestine? Where would you have more freedom? Okay, another thing you could ask. If Israel left, would the indigenous people run the area? Or would Islam, the brand new religion, run it? So no matter which way you slice and dice it, it is never going back to the indigenous people. If Americans just left, it's not going to be the Apaches and the Rapajos going, ooh, we own it now. It's going to be China, Germany, Mexico, whoever can get here first and conquer it. So we have to stop saying, give things back, give things back. You have to fight for your land, keep it for yourself. So that is what Israel is doing right now. Does that make sense to you? Jewish is older. How much older is Judaism than Islam? Does anyone know? I looked it up because we need to speak eloquently to this stuff. So they're saying, some experts are saying it goes back to 1600, 1700, 1800 BC. We all know what year Christianity started. Somewhere, give or take, 100 years around 1 BC. So Judaism's oldest, meaning they were probably there first, way before Hamas. Then Christians would have a right to the land. Then Islam. And if you want to go even older, maybe Zoroastrians, which is the Persian original monotheistic religion. That's my people, open-minded, freedom of speech, freedom. And the more freedom you give, the more likely Islam will take you out. So there you go. Some of you say 5,000 years. Okay, that's the large estimate. And conservatively, you would say it's 800 years older. But I believe it's somewhere around 2,500 years, right in the middle. Okay, moving right along. One of the next stories we have here is okay, we talked about them all. Now, we might talk about this. I don't know. But it's a possibility. Representative Sheila Jackson, Democrat, Hillary Clinton endorsed, cursed out her staff. Let's look at what Sheila Jackson did. Sheila Jackson cursed out staff. Because I was told that men are the problem, and once we get rid of women, then we have problems. But once we get rid of men, we can fix the whole country, fix the government, fix all the problems. I was told men cause all these problems. Therefore, a Democrat black woman allegedly cursed out staff in a leaked audio backlash. New allegations, Texas Rep. Sheila Jackson went on a verbally abusive tirade against her own staff. Who does that sound like, Ellen DeGeneres? Lee is a Democratic member of the House of Representatives, having represented Texas since 1995, and she currently wants to be the mayor. She called her staff members big-ass children and effing idiots with no goddamn purpose. Nobody giveth about what you're doing, and you ain't doing shh, Lee said at another point in the recording. So demeaning people beneath her. That's Miss Jackson Lee. And her staff members were so scared that they said, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo, I am for real. So if you want her to be your mayor, that's what's going to happen. All right, folks, that is a rundown of what we're going to kind of talk about tomorrow. Probably going to be some surprise stories. Got to be nimble on our feet. I just wanted to announce to you guys, okay, that I'm going to be on the Valuetainment podcast tomorrow, 9 to 11. It's live. Put your comments down the stream and say, hey, this is awesome. We watch him live all the time, and now we see him right here, right now. Folks, I will see you tomorrow on the PBD podcast. If you can't spell it, think peanut butter and Debbie podcast, 9 to 11 a.m. And that is on Tuesday. All right. How fun is that? Thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you in about 12 hours.